just coming back to you guys with a quick live stream here from the phone setup. Wanted to hop on here briefly, kind of change it up a little bit. I've been working a lot lately on editing some videos for you guys, videos and shorts and all of that good stuff. Just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea as we start a new year. It's January 4th of 2024 at the time of shooting this stream. May see it as a video by the time you see it, but we're doing it as a stream originally. And I get a lot of questions, not necessarily in the comments of like YouTube videos or anything like that, but just in general when people like find out that, oh, you have a YouTube channel. Oh, wow, you have a YouTube channel with, 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers and counting by the day, right? Which, by the way, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe below, hit the bell icon, all that good stuff. That way you don't miss any future videos on this channel. We talk about specifically, my overall entrepreneurial journey. I actually own a pest control business, Preferred Pest Management, and we don't just talk pest control. We talk overall just about business growth, my overall journey, and we throw videos on here about YouTube as well for you guys. But and I'm trying to remember to post a little bit more about that because, like I said, I know people are interested in that subject. And one of the most common questions that I get is like, first and foremost, does YouTube even really pay anything? Like, is it even worth it to start a YouTube channel, especially nowadays, 2024, where it's like there's so many YouTube channels, there's so many podcasts, all of that crazy stuff, right? Is it even worth it? And in my opinion, it is still worth it because at the end of the day, you're really only like a couple videos away from quote unquote being monetized on YouTube, which we'll dive into that a little bit here as well. Just kind of what it takes. We'll kind of start from beginning to quote unquote end, kind of like where I'm at right now. So when it comes to, first getting started on YouTube and, kind of what it takes, right? Like what does it take to actually get paid first and foremost? Because every platform has differences in terms of, requirements. And on YouTube specifically, you have to get obviously 1,000 subscribers first and foremost. They just lowered that recently. I think you can have like 500 or 750 for some of the monetization, but for full-on monetization, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a rolling 365 days. That means, as of today, January 4th of 2024 to January 4th of 2023, you would need to have had 4,000 watch hours. And, as one day you gain hours, that previous day, a year ago, that's dropping off. So, sometimes you can be growing, and then if you don't post for a few days or a week or even multiple weeks or months even, your watch time can start to slip relatively quickly. Or, on the flip side, it can rise because obviously when you first start out, you're going to have no watch time, and, you'll start out with like 1 hour and then 2 and then 5 and so on. So whenever you get to that 1 year, that early watch time that's going to be dropping off, you're not even really going to notice it, more than likely, because your hours are going to continue to grow. It can be kind of confusing, but like I said, just keep in mind that every 365 days, one day is obviously going to be dropping off, and that's what they base it off of. It's not 4,000 watch hours altogether, it's 4,000 watch hours in a year. And it seems hard to get, but in all honesty, if you stay dedicated to posting frequently, doing live streams once you're eligible to do live streams, which the eligibility to hit live stream status is relatively simple, if I remember right, unless if they changed it recently. Back when I first started posting live streams, you only needed like something like 100 subscribers or something like that before you could go live. It may have changed, it may be 500 or 1,000 now, but either way, once you get in the habit of posting frequently, that watch time will really start to skyrocket. Now, one thing to mention on that note is whenever you are posting content, your shorts watch hours do not affect your watch time whatsoever. So, say, for example, I have my analytics pulled up here for you guys. I would have done the stream actually from the desktop, but I have a bunch of other stuff on here because, like I said, I'm in the process of actually editing clips for you guys as well. Didn't want to have 50 different windows going on for you guys. Just to give you guys an idea, YouTube actually breaks it up for you, so you don't have to necessarily worry. Now, when I say break it up for you, when you look at your general analytics on YouTube, for example, ours says over the last 365 days, we have 6,000 watch hours. So obviously, we're way past the 4,000 watch hours. However, when you look in your general analytics, that 6,000 watch hours is still going to be factoring in watch time from shorts. And watch time from shorts is not factored in to your 4,000 watch hours. Now, at the end of the day, unless if you're posting, multiple shorts per day, chances are you're not going to rack up a whole heck of a lot of watch time from shorts anyways, because these are generally, less than 60 seconds, right? But, the main way to keep tabs on that is they have an earn tab, and YouTube has literally a little status bar that will let you know, hey, as of today, you're at 300 watch hours. As of right now, you're at 1,200 watch hours. Whatever number it may be, they automatically filter out those shorts watch hours for you, so you don't have to try to go in there and dissect all of that yourself, if that makes sense. So the next point in terms of making money on YouTube in 2024, which is, how much money can you actually make? Now, obviously, this is a very loaded question in terms of, every type of content that's being posted on YouTube is going to have different payouts, because how YouTube will pay you is based on what advertisers are paying you or are paying YouTube to have their advertisement posted, on your video. So there's a couple metrics to look at whenever you're factoring in, okay, how much am I getting paid? So you have what's called RPM, which is your revenue for every 1,000 views. And then you have, CPM, which is essentially what the advertisers are going to be willing to pay in the first place, which, like I said, that it doesn't necessarily matter as much. The one that matters the most is your RPM. So for example, here, if I look at the last 28 days, it will tell me based on our video content, which is, not live streams, not shorts, just, videos that you upload. These are videos that are going to be over a minute. And little hack here that even I just learned recently, any content that is over 8 minutes is generally going to get a much larger RPM than videos that are shorter form. Definitely shorts. We'll get into shorts, how much they pay, or lack thereof, I should say, here in a second. But in terms of like our video content, for example, over the last 20 days, our video uploads have an RPM of $9.53. So what does that mean? That means that for every 1,000 views that our videos get on YouTube in terms of, Google AdSense revenue that we're going to get, that means for every 1,000 views that our videos get, we're going to get about $9.53. Now, that's not saying that that is literally just pinpoint what you're going to make. This is obviously going to fluctuate video to video. If you want an idea on what videos and what video topics you may want to post going forward, then once you start getting paid from YouTube, dive in every so often, I would say once a month at the minimum, into your most successful videos on YouTube, not just from a monetary standpoint, not just from a view standpoint, but from a monetary standpoint, because you'll be surprised that, you'll be like, man, this video has like less than 1,000 views and it's made me like 17 or, 20 something dollars. Like, how can that be? Well, that's because the RPM and the CPM are much higher for that video than maybe another video that has double or triple the views. So, that video is going to make the same amount as a video that has double or triple the views because the RPM and CPM is much lower. So, it's a good idea to at least take a look and see what your overall average is for your account. And again, this is once you actually start being monetized on YouTube. And if nothing else, you can do quick Google searches to see what your type of content that you're posting on your channel is, kind of what the average is for your niche. Usually, channels that are about things like finance, business, things of that nature, even tech. Tech's another field that, those tend to be be kind of the higher ones. You got to think, who has the money at the end of the day? Tech industry, business owners, this type of stuff, right? Finance field. They have the money, right? Those are the biggest money driving industries. So of course, you would think that those are gonna, pay the most, right? Where ones that generally don't make a lot of money are going to be, kind of comedy based, short form content, which, like we said, we'll actually dive into that right now. But, things that are going to be kind of more for entertainment purposes, those are generally going to pay bottom dollar. So to give you guys an idea as well, just hopping off of, piggybacking off that subject in terms of RPM, short form content, YouTube shorts. There's a lot of videos out right now telling you how you can make, an extra $2,000 a month posting YouTube shorts, right? And if all it takes is one YouTube short to go viral, and you'll make $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. Well, let me be the one to bring you to reality on YouTube Shorts, because, our channel is, kind of more business, investing, entrepreneur type of channel, right? So we're kind of in that higher niche. There are some videos that we post that are more so geared towards the pest control industry, because my main business is a pest control business, but overall, it's more business-driven content, right? So I'm going to generally see higher RPMs than a lot of channels. And for YouTube Shorts, the RPM, which means, again, just to reiterate, RPM stands for revenue for every 1,000 views. So the RPM on Shorts over the last 28 days for our channel is 1.5 cents per, or no, not 1.5 cents, sorry about that, 15 cents per 1,000 views on Shorts, which is actually really, really good. The average for YouTube, last I heard, was somewhere around 7 pennies. So we are over double what the average is. I think I might have heard, the upper, in terms of the median, I heard that some, it's between 7 and 11, and we're at 15 cents. So for every 1,000 views on Shorts, you're going to see, only about 15 cents, right? So let's say you have a video that goes quote unquote viral and, has what? We'll just say 100,000 views. It's not like super viral, but, viral enough where like the algorithm likes it, right? So if you get 100,000 views on a short, you're only going to make about $15. If you have 1 million views, you'll be lucky to break around 150. And again, this isn't a profitable niche that we are in when it comes to YouTube, at least in terms of, max earning potential on ads and things of that nature. An ad, like we said, the average is going to be around 6 to 10 cents for the most part, at least from content that I've seen other creators post and things of that nature, different studies that I've read. Most are going to be around 6 to 10 cents per every 1,000 views on their shorts. So, again, going back to that logic, if you have 100,000 short views and you're in a lower tier niche, right, you could be looking at as low as $6 per every 100,000 views on shorts. So YouTube Shorts, regardless of what, a lot of thumbnail, clickbait video content creators want to tell you, there's not a lot of money to be made in shorts. What we like to post shorts for, not just on this channel, but like even our pest control business, our actual pest control channel and things of that nature, is for awareness, like quote unquote brand awareness or channel awareness, like, get more subscribers. Because if we can pull more subscribers in from the shorts, then of course the byproduct of that is going to be they're going to see more of our long form video content. And that's a win-win for everybody, because you get them as a subscriber from the shorts. Again, you're not making like any money from the shorts, but you gain a subscriber. That subscriber is now going to be exposed to your long form content where they may have never seen you before. So it's a win-win, because now you gain them as a loyal subscriber and they're winning, at least in my niche, the business niche, because they're learning a lot of information from, another point of view, another business owner, that kind of thing. And, it's just a win-win for everybody. But like I said, just to give you guys an idea, our estimated, shorts revenue over the last 28 days is 32 cents. So, I mean, you're talking just over a penny a day from the shorts, right? That's why, like me personally, I don't invest heavily into short content creation. All the tools that I use, they're free, or I use tools that, I already have for my long form content creation. It's just not really worth. If you think you're going to get rich off shorts, think again, is the whole point there. And then the last one is live streams. So, like what you're watching right now is a live stream. So how much would the revenue be for live streams? For every 1,000 views, the RPM, as for the last 28 days, it's right at $11.11. So that means for every 1,000 views of a live stream, not just during the live, but after the live as well, because it uploads to an actual video after that. Any view that comes from that, for every 1,000 that you get, you're going to get $11.11. Again, this is just an average. It's taking an average of all my videos, all my live streams, all my shorts over the last 28 days that have received views and ad revenue, and it's putting an average there for you. Like I said, if you want a better idea, then what you actually want to do is pull up some of your recent content. Not too recent, because the the statistics in terms of the revenue usually trail by about 2 days. Sometimes one, depending on when you catch it, but usually about 2 days is the rule of thumb that it will kind of be behind. So usually, for example, I will go back to a video from, we'll just say I have one here from December 16th. This is a, 12-minute and 43-second video. So if I click on this video here and I go down to its analytics, if I can find it, there we go. So the overall analytics from this video so far is it has 187 views. It's received 9 views within the last 48 hours. It has 17 total watch hours. It's gained a subscriber for us. And the estimated revenue, again, it's trailing by 2 days, so it's missing about 10 views worth of revenue. Nothing really crazy, right? But the estimated revenue right now is at $2.06. So knowing that, if we go over to the revenue tab, and I'll do an actual video where I'm sharing my screen for you guys, where you can see every little analytic possible within your account as well. I just wanted to go live real quick, more so because I'm in the process of editing videos, and I was like, I haven't done a YouTube video in a while about making money on YouTube or growing a YouTube channel, things of that nature. So I wanted to kind of do that to start the year for you guys, just really quick, and going live is the quickest way to do that for you all. But back to this video here, this was like I said, video upload, not a live stream, and the RPM for this video right now, again, let's remember, when we looked at our 28-day average, our RPM was around $9 and change. This video specifically, it is at $11.46, so it's $2 whole higher per 1,000 views. That means, say this video were to, take off and get, 10,000 views over the next year, it's going to gain us an extra $20 compared to what the average video over the last 28 days has made. So, that, I would want to make a note that, hey, there's something. Sorry about that. For some reason, we keep getting disconnected from the internet. Hopefully everything's working all right. Like I said, though, we want to make a mental note that there's something about this video that, one, the YouTube algorithm likes, because for our niche, for this video to already have almost 200 views and double the average watch time of a video that's been out that long, it's doing pretty good. The average amount of views that is coming from YouTube Home specifically is, YouTube recommendations in general, is crazy. Over 60 pretty much right at 68% is coming from YouTube recommendations, which is awesome for a video. If you want most of your views coming from YouTube recommendations, followed by like YouTube search, of course, because obviously if you're popping up a YouTube search and recommendations, that's like the perfect gold mine for constant views, right? In this video here, with the YouTube recommendations, 61.5% of views are coming from YouTube Home. That means when people literally log into the YouTube either on the app, on their desktop, whatever the case may be, our video is showing up on the home page and they're clicking it and watching it. So almost 2/3 of the views have came from that. The up next tab is only about 6.5%. And then, we have things like YouTube search, oddly enough, is only 3.7%. If we could get that video to show up better in YouTube search, maybe edit, either, I don't know what I would want to edit. I'd have to do like some deeper analysis with that. But if we were to edit something, maybe either the tags, the hashtags, the title, I don't want to edit the thumbnail because the thumbnail is obviously performing good, being that so many of the views are coming from YouTube Home. But like I said, that would take a deeper analysis. The whole point is you want to go in and see, which of your videos are performing the best in terms of RPM and your live streams as well. For those of you that like to go live, you guys know I try to go live at the bare minimum, ideally once or twice a week for you guys. Sometimes you'll want to go in here. We did a live stream December 29th. If I wanted to take a look at this live stream, I haven't even looked at it yet, so it's going to be a surprise for me as well. So this video has received an additional 75 views since it published. It got roughly 100 while it was a live stream, and it got an additional 75 since being published with about 14 watch hours. And in terms of revenue, it has only made 82 cents, so I can tell that it's not going to be good. So the RPM for that video is just under $9. It's $8.96, which is actually kind of surprising. So it made 70 cents while live and an additional 83 cents after it was uploaded, which equals out to about $1.53 since it first uploaded. And like we said, the overall RPM is only $8.96. And advertisers are only paying right now $11.27. So that is what the problem is for that video. If you can get advertisers that are willing to pay north of $15 to $20 to have their ad on your videos, then that is where, of course, your RPM is going to be higher. I have some videos that are doing, north of $28, $29 in terms of CPM, what the advertiser's willing to pay. And of course, those videos are paying like $18 to $20, right, per thousand views. So like we said, you compare that to the channel average of only $9 to $10, or $8 or $9, whatever it was, you can make an additional $11 to $12 per thousand views. That means for every 10,000 views that video gets, that's going to be an extra $100 to $120, in your pocket. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, man, YouTube does not pay as much as I expected. Correct. Yeah, no, if you think you're going to hop on YouTube and, start making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, anything just crazy, you're wrong. Like you're not, right? Unless if you're like the next Mr. Beast, which by the way, guys like that, they make their money off YouTube. They don't make their money from YouTube. They got famous from YouTube and they make, plenty of money off the ad revenue and things like that because, you start racking up hundreds of thousands of millions of views, then obviously, your channel's going to take off and you're going to get a lot of ad revenue. But for most of you who, your channel's probably going to be somewhere between, 1 to 50,000 subs. That's what the average like successful channel is at, anywhere between 1 to 50,000 subs. We're at 2,300 and change right now at the time of shooting this video. And just to put in perspective, over the last 28 days, our analytics are showing the estimated revenue being right at $38, over the last 28 days. And, over the last, 90 days, get that pulled up here for you all. Last 90 days, the show's estimated revenue being at $127.90 off of 15.4 thousand views. Again, that includes short views as well. So, I wish they would, take short views out of that altogether and just have like a whole separate section for shorts. Don't even involve it in the analytics because it's just such a minor amount in terms of the revenue and all of that don't factor it into the view count. How's it going there, Karate Chick? How's it going? Um, where was I going with that? But yeah, in terms of ways that you can actually, how can you actually make money off of your YouTube channel? If you're looking to make money off a YouTube channel, I should say, one, first and foremost, you shouldn't, in my opinion, if you're going to do YouTube, don't be doing it like strictly for the money. Otherwise, you're going to end up quitting. Like most people, when they hear that, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years now, or 7 going on 8 years now, and I literally just started, quote unquote, making money from YouTube within the last 90 to 180 days, they're like, holy crap, like I couldn't imagine doing. And don't get me wrong, I had instances where I took off from YouTube for 6 months, 3 months, 1 year. I even had one time, when I was early on building my pest control business, just didn't have the time for it more than anything. I took a break for about a year roughly from YouTube, and right before that I probably took another 6 months or so. In a period of 2 years I was away for like 18 months. So it's not to say that I literally posted every single day for 7 or 8 years, but I was active more times than not. And had I literally just said when I started my YouTube channel that hey, I'm doing this for the money, right? I'm going to go in here, I'm going to build an audience, and, I'm going to get 1 million views per video. And because 1 million views per video, I'm going to make like $2,000, per day and this and that. I appreciate you, Karate Chick, tuning in. I never would have lasted. I would have stopped within a few months. And that's what most YouTubers do on top of that. They try it out for, a month, maybe 3 months if they're, a little dedicated, maybe even a year. There's people that'll do it for a year and they'll build a good little following, 500 to 1,000 subscribers. And then they just stop after that. And, I think stopping is the worst thing you can do. I always tell everybody, go in to YouTube or whatever platform you're going to use, but we're talking YouTube specifically, of course. Go in there with the mindset of, hey, I'm just documenting. I'm just documenting my journey, whatever the journey is. I even talk about that on my channel a lot. I always say, when I introduce who I am, what the channel's about, I say straight up, that, hey, this is just me documenting my entrepreneurial journey. I wish other pest control business owners had done this, so I'm doing it for everybody else. That's kind of my overall theme of the channel. And not even just pest control business owners, but like service business owners. There's not a lot of people that like document that type of stuff. So that's what we do here, right? And if you go into like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, you decide for your content creation, which by the way, you should be doing it on all of them, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that. But regardless of which one you decide that is kind of like your baby, right? Like for me it's YouTube followed by TikTok. You have to go in there with the thought process of I'm just doing this to document. I have literally tricked myself in my mind to thinking that like I'm doing this so my future family, my kids, my grandkids, great grandkids, great grandkid, like people that I won't even ever meet will be able to see me on the internet and be like, man, this dude was bad mofo. Like he took care of business. He was a businessman. He did this, he did that. Like he was hard, right? Like he did what he had to do, right? And not just that, but teach people along the way. Like I can't even count how many people, have reached out either in YouTube comments, on live streams or after the fact on YouTube comments on videos or in our Discord group chat on Facebook, or whenever I'm consulting with people. Like I've lost track of how many people have just, been thankful for, the information that like we put out here for free, to the point where, people of course want to pay me just to literally talk to me about business and stuff because I'm busy and, time is money in my field, unfortunately. Like my time can't be free. And that kind of leads me to the next point of, if you do want to make money from your YouTube channel outside of ad revenue, because we clearly just showed you that YouTube ad revenue is nothing. Like, it's nice, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll take the money, right? But, don't go into YouTube thinking that the ad revenue is where you're going to make your money, because, and like I said, don't even go into YouTube at all to make the money. The money is just the byproduct of providing, what's the word I'm looking for? Providing value, I guess, for, your viewers, right? Regardless if it's making people laugh, teaching people a skill, teaching people, how to manage money, whatever it is, the value you're providing, that is where you're gonna, quote unquote, make your money. It's not gonna be from ads though. So how can you make money off of, your YouTube channel is, monetizing off platform. So what do I mean by, monetizing off platform? How's it going there, Eric? Happy New Year. To monetize off platform, first and foremost, you have to have an audience. So do not do this, what I'm about to say, until you at least, one, have provided lots of content with lots of value for free. And not just that, you have an audience that is literally proof that, hey, this is true value to people, right? From there, you can start to pivot to, one, your audience will tell you to. Like me, I avoided it for the longest. I was like, I don't want to monetize outside of, YouTube ads. Like, I'll take the money. I'm not going to tell YouTube to not pay me, right? But in terms of like any other services off platform, I avoided it like the plague, because in this industry specifically, like business, entrepreneurship, that kind of thing, there's a lot of con artists out here, and I was just like, I'm gonna avoid all that like the plague. I was like, I'm not gonna do consulting, I'm not gonna do SEO, I'm not gonna, manage Google ads for people. I was just like, I'm not gonna sell courses, books. I was like, I'm not touching it, right? And I even prided myself on that on my channel, for years. I was like, we don't sell anything here, this and that and the other. I'm just documenting my journey. But as your audience grows and as you continue to provide more and more and more value, it literally becomes evident that you pretty much have no choice but to offer services off platform, because people will tell you in the comments, people will email you. Like, I've had people email me directly. I've had people call my business. Like, people will reach out to you by any means necessary just to get some of your time, and they will pay you, practically name your price to get that time with you. A prime example, I had one of you guys just yesterday who it was supposed to only be an hour, but we ended up being on Google Meet for about 2.5 hours, just talking about Google ads and setting up a Google ad. Like, we just went through like a crash course essentially. And you paid me. If you're watching right now, you probably know exactly who you are, because you were the only one I spoke to yesterday. But you literally paid me about $200, and it's like, like I said, technically that was only supposed to be an hour, but my whole point is, you will know when it's time and acceptable for you to monetize off platform, because your viewers, your subscribers, your following, right? Whatever term you want to use, they will tell you. It will become evident. Like, you will almost start to be harassed at some point. Like I said, I have people email me, call my business, this and that and the other, just trying to get some time with me to learn from me, which is super humbling, by the way, because like, I don't think by any means that like I'm special or know anything that no one else knows or has access to. It's just I work relentlessly 12 to 18 hours a day, and I do everything myself on top of that, super involved in my business, because when you're first starting your business, what other choice do you have, right? So it's just super humbling overall, first and foremost. But so let's say you've gotten to that point. You got yourself some sort of following, which, like I said, I don't even have like super big following. I have a couple, what, 2 to 3 thousand subs, right? You have a following, and they are literally telling you, hey, I want time with you, or hey, I want a course from you. I want that. Like, they're literally telling you in the comments, in your email, this and that and the other, that, they want stuff from you. What do? There's a couple different things that you can do from there that can be monetized. You can do things like basic stuff, like set up affiliate links, reach out to different providers. Like, that's where I started because, like I said, I didn't want to really sell anything, but there were companies that we use. For example, Gorilla Desk. They're a company that we've used for over 3 years now for CRM software for our pest control business, and it's great for really any service business. I know pool businesses that use them. I know plumbing businesses that use them. Obviously, a lot of pest control businesses, lawn companies. Like, it's a good overall CRM for service businesses in general. So, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, because I've talked to the owner of that company a few times. And I was like, hey, would you happen to have an affiliate link by chance? Because I was like, I don't know if you noticed, but, I've posted multiple videos about you guys. I've suggested you guys to a lot of, my followers on, YouTube specifically, but now TikTok as well. You're being exposed to thousands of people, and, I'm not affiliated with you guys, but, could you offer my subscribers some type of affiliate link, right? Give them some kind of discount or just something, right? And he came back to me immediately and was like, oh, yeah, we can hook you up. We can give your subscribers and all that, what was like 2 weeks off, or not 2 weeks off, 2 weeks free of our pro version, like the best version of Gorilla Desk. And, gave me the link. Obviously, I give the link to you guys ever since. And we haven't even earned anything from that, at least as far as I know, to date. But if anyone uses that affiliate link, then of course I get, a kickback for that ultimately, as long as they're a customer with Gorilla Desk. So being an affiliate, getting affiliate links, things of that nature are kind of the easiest and least amount of intrusiveness in terms of, or not intrusive, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, least amount of like in your face trying to get money from you, because you can literally take any type of content and go get affiliate links for them. You can do product reviews from Amazon, and you can sign up for a it's called like Amazon Associates, and you usually have to have at least like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or Instagram or something before they'll allow you in. But once you get in there, you could start buying stuff off Amazon, doing like unboxing videos or whatever the case may be, and then post your affiliate link down there for people to buy it, and then you could get some little income from that on top of the video revenue, right? How's it going there? Jason, the text is really small in here. I can barely read your all's names, let alone these comments, which I'll get to those at the end as well for you guys. But where was I going with that? Yeah, so affiliate marketing is going to be kind of the first thing that I would suggest, because you can do it really at any level of a YouTube channel. Like, you don't have to be a super big channel. You need a little bit of a following. You can't just have a fresh, brand new YouTube channel and start doing hardly any affiliate marketing. But once you get at least 500 to 1,000 subs, you can start doing affiliate marketing, product placement, that type of thing. And then the next step, once you kind of get a more established following, I would say well over 1,000 to 2,000, kind of like where we're at, close to 2,500 subs, and the audience starts to speak to you about things that they want from you. This is where you start introducing things like maybe courses. Now, I want to be very, very clear on where I stand with courses and things of that nature. Do not be that con artist that goes and creates a course in one day, 30 minutes to an hour. You create like 1 or 2 videos of just the most basic stuff that you can find on YouTube for free, package it as a course, and sell it to people for like $1,000. Do not be that guy. Like me right now, I'm in the process. I've mentioned it once on this channel. I've been keeping it kind of hush hush, but I'm in the process for this channel of creating some courses for service businesses in general, specifically pest control, of course, since that's like our main niche, but creating specific courses for each and every little aspect of the business based on everyone's journey. Because what I have found is there's a lot of courses out there for pest control businesses, lawn care businesses, things of that nature, but you usually have to kind of like subscribe to the whole thing, and it's usually not cheap, right? So I'm trying to kind of break it down into, each individual part. The first one that we're firing up is a Google Ads course specifically designed for service businesses to get customers with their Google Ads, starting like the first day or two of getting your campaign up and running, depending on your budget, of course. But, I have been taking my time making sure that this course is going to have anything and everything possible that you need when it comes to setting up your Google campaign from the very beginning through the very end, where you're just managing the campaign. So that is another avenue, like I said, that you can monetize your channel through. Again, I just want you guys to be very careful, because the last thing you want to do when you start doing like courses and things of that nature is, tarnishing, what little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a total brain fart. Like your reputation, right? Because your reputation is everything. The moment you decide to hit that button, boom, send your course public where people can buy it, and you start advertising it, if people think it's shit, it's going to ruin your reputation, and people will start to, unfollow you, unsubscribe, tell people to never do business with you, not to watch your content, this and that and the other. Like, that, and like I said, it's why for the most part I have stayed away from it, because I don't like it to begin with. But I know that, like, I know me personally, though, at the end of the day, like, if people want it, I'm going to give it to them, but I'm going to be very, very careful and make sure that they're getting maximum value, to where, like, there's no way you could complain about, my course or my consulting or whatever the case may be, right? So that would be the next step in terms of, phases for how you can monetize your channel. Like we said, number one is going to be starting out with affiliate marketing. Number two is going to be creating, some courses, modulars, masterminds, whatever you want to call them at the end of the day. And then the next step, which I say step, these aren't necessarily in order or anything. You can do it however you wish. Affiliate marketing by far is going to be the easiest, though. The next one is going to be doing just basic consulting, which I kind of brought up. I don't know why the camera's shaking a little bit there. Which I kind of brought up briefly for a minute there, is, doing consulting with people. It doesn't matter what your industry, what your niche of your YouTube channel is in 2024, 2025. It will never matter what your niche is on YouTube. There will always be people at the end of the day, especially as your YouTube channel starts to get more views, more subscribers, this and that and the other. There will always be people that want some of your time in regards to what your niche is. So, say you have a niche about, what's a random one? I could use mine, but I'm trying to find a different, example. Say your niche is about, we'll just say Google Ads, for example, kind of narrow it down to like a super specific niche. Say you are a Google Ads specialist, right? Like you are a pro at doing Google Ads. It doesn't matter the industry, like you just got it going on when it comes to Google Ads, and you start posting content about Google Ads, and people start reaching out to you. They can't necessarily afford your service, but they want to at least kind of, pick your brain a little bit, maybe learn some of the things that you've learned over your more than likely 5+ years of being in that business. From there, you got to decide, one, what is your time worth? Because you know more than anyone what your time is worth at the end of the day, just from a straight business standpoint, not an egotistical, oh, I'm worth $100,000 an hour. Bullshit. No, you're not. Like, come on now, let's be real. Like, you guys know what I'm saying from that standpoint, right? So what is your time worth? And then more than anything, what is the information worth? How much is it going to save people in terms of their time, their money, things of that nature? I use Google Ads because that's a great example. With Google Ads, someone could easily spend dozens of hours on YouTube, right? Searching for their specific niche, how to set up an ad, how to do this, how to do that, this, that, and the other. You kind of get what you pay for to a large degree. And what you find on like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc., there's usually little steps, little pieces missing because no one's perfect at the end of the day when they're creating these videos, right? So from there, you end up still having issues with your Google ad. You end up wasting money because you know your ad's not optimized properly or whatever the case may be. You know, something is missing with the ad and it's just not performing. And you know, you're throwing out in some cases $20, $50, $100, $200 a day. And you know, if you book a consult with someone, like say, like we're using this example, the Google Ads Pro, right? For an hour, they could teach you in an hour what you learned from YouTube in 12 hours and give you that missing piece of the recipe that you never even found on your, 12 hours or however much time you spent on YouTube, not to mention the money that you put into the ad and, the time, the effort, just you got to factor all that in whenever you're consulting with people. So that's why a lot of times there are people like very, very successful business owners. The first one that comes to mind, I believe, would be Grant Cardone. Now, I know a lot of people, if you know Grant Cardone, a lot of people don't like him. They think he's arrogant. Some people think he's like a con artist of his own. I'm kind of neutral on him. I always try to look for the best in people, especially when it comes to being online, because I'm a YouTuber and I can only imagine what some people think about me even. So I'm neutral when it comes to him, but I know, for example, I heard if you want to sit down with him for just like 15 minutes, you're looking at about $10,000, like a lot of money, right? But if in that meeting, it saves you, that 15-minute meeting saves you 90 days of work or even 30 days of work, and you're already a multi-million-dollar business owner, why would you not pay the $10,000 for 15 minutes when that 15 minutes is going to save 30 days of time, effort, other financial resources, etc.? That's where, business is all about. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. You got to factor in, you got to be the person that's actually spending the money, obviously has to be the one to decide whether or not it's worth it or not. But you, as the person that would be putting on the consultation service, has to decide what is worth it for you as well. That's why, like for me personally, my minimum right now, I forget what my minimum is, as a matter of fact. Let me see. Just to give you guys an idea, if someone were to book a consultation with me right now, that would come out to, for 15 minutes, it goes in segments of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, right? 15 minutes is just $95 plus tax. Nothing crazy. How did I come up with that? Me personally, I'm not even factoring in the massive amount of value that I'm providing. I'm factoring in just how much money would I usually go out and make in a quick 15 minutes. I know for us, a pest control business, 15 minutes, I can do a quick $95 service, no problem, even more. But, I want to, I know not everybody has a lot of money, so, when first starting a business, so I want to have an affordable option there. So for 15 minutes, $95. 30 minutes, $145, and then an hour is $95, and then each additional 15 after that is just an additional $95 going forward, which I didn't even charge. I forget his name now. I'm not even going to mention your name because I don't want to put you out there or anything to the public or nothing crazy, but, we were on for 2 hours and change last night, and I didn't even charge anything extra because a lot of times I get valuable information from you guys as well. And that's the beauty of consulting, is it's like, when you monetize that on your channel, not only are you now adding a potential income revenue source from YouTube, but you're also learning from other people too. Like I learned one or two things from the gentleman I spoke to last night, which is why ultimately I wasn't worried about collecting my extra, $200 and something, because I was like, you know what, I got some valuable information from this meeting as well. So, it turned out to be a win-win, and, I still got paid for it. So, that is each to their own. Like I said, when it comes to monetizing off platform, from easiest to more longer term, I don't want to say toughest because it's not necessarily tough. It's just the more so, longer horizon, once you have developed a reputation that you know what the hell you're talking about, regardless what your niche is. First step is going to be, in terms of, like we said, easiest to longer term. Easiest is going to be affiliate marketing. You can literally start up affiliate marketing with as little as 500 to 1,000 subs. Now, of course, you're probably not going to get, thousands of dollars in affiliate payouts or anything like that, but, you still have that option there. Next option is going to be, creating a course where you're providing value in whatever type of course. You set up video modulars with quizzes or, whatever the case may be. And then consulting services where you're, pretty much exchanging time and information for money. Those are kind of the main ones that, that's what I utilize. The last one that I almost forgot about is merch. Merch is going to be one of those things that, for the most part, most people just aren't really going to make a whole heck of a lot off of merch, unless if, that's kind of more so your niche, right? We have some merch that people can buy, but, it's, I don't even pay attention to it because, it's not the main thing of my YouTube channel or anything like that. I was trying to see if there was anything else. Of course, like we said, YouTube ads, we've already gone over in this stream. Why you don't want to depend on YouTube ad money in terms of your revenue source, if that makes sense. Because like I said, over the last 90 days, we've made $128 from Google ads, from the YouTube AdSense. So, and like I said, that will scale, of course, as your channel grows. My channel is just a little bit under 2,500 subs at the moment. Say my channel grows over the next year to 10,000 subs, for example. I'm sure instead of doing $127 over the last 90 days, that would turn out to be probably like $400 to $600 over the last 90 days. But even then, guys, like I said, we're talking 90 days, right? I'm just trying to pull up a calculator here to give you guys an idea of just how many views you have to get on YouTube to make some substantial money from it, right? If we're making, like we said, let's do the upper end, $600 over 90 days. That comes out to right at $6.67 per day. So, let's round up just to be nice. Say you make that every single day. That only comes out to $2,555 per year from, Google AdSense. So that comes out to what? $213 a month, just under $213 per month. So it's and that's a good sized channel, guys. I mean, like we said, my RPM, which is your revenue per 1,000 views, is around $10 essentially. When you average out the video views versus live views, it comes out to around $10 per 1,000 views. So, say you get up to 1,000 views a day, 10 times, and again, I'm in a more profitable niche. A lot of niches are closer to, $5 per 1,000 views for videos and things of that nature. But say you do that 365 days a year, that's still only $3,650, which comes out to $304 a month. So, I mean, and like we said, as you continue to post more videos and things like that, of course, you get a compound effect of, as your channel continues to grow, people are going to go back and binge watch your content. I'm not downplaying that because, of course, compound is kind of like compound interest at the end of the day. It's amazing. But, in terms of what do you need to do in terms of views, all you got to do is do the math in reverse. Say you want to make an extra $5,000 a month, from your YouTube channel and not do anything with courses, consultations, affiliate marketing, merchandise, any of that stuff, blogging, right? You don't want to do anything. You just want to make money strictly from the ad revenue, right? All you have to do is do the math backwards. So if you want to make $5,000 a month, like we said, my RPM is $10. So we divide that by 10. We would need 500,000 views per month. And like we said, when we look at our views, just getting it pulled back up here. Between live streams and video views over the last 90 days, not even 28 days, the last 90 days, we've had about 4,400 views. 90 days. Let's just look at December. December, we had about 1,500. So, divide that by, let's see, 500,000 divided by 1,500. We would need to increase our views by 333x. So you multiply that times my current subscribers, which is like 2,340. That would come out to about 780,000 subscribers. Now, again, that doesn't factor in the compound effect. So no, don't freak out and think, oh my God, I need 1 million subscribers to make, $5,000 a month. Like, no, you don't have to. It's just if you had to get that many subs for the current views and you multiplied it times that 333, that's what it would come out to. So my whole point with this entire stream is if you think you're going to start a YouTube channel in 2024, do it. Like, definitely do it. But do not do it thinking that you're just going to get rich overnight, because that's not what YouTube is at the end of the day. You're not going to, get rich off of the ad money or anything like that. So we're about an hour in. I'm going to go ahead and start answering some quick questions. I'm sure we got some pest control business questions or some service business questions from people in here. Just real quick. Dealing with an Airbnb with bed bugs. Initial treatment plus 2 follow-ups every 2 weeks. How would you handle this situation if they are guests staying in the middle of treatment? I'm wondering what you're using. I don't know if you're still watching, Eric, but I'm wondering what you are using. Because usually for a bed bug treatment, we're usually good after 1 or 2 treatments, to be honest. Unless if it's, a really bad case, of course. Let's see. Jason said, love your videos. Sorry, this is off topic. No, y'all are good. I always assume that we'll end up going back to our service business a little bit. Getting my QA license. I wouldn't be too worried about like hurting them or like at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, right? Like, if anything, just try to give them the maximum notice possible, do everything by the book, right? Don't just walk in and quit, at least in my opinion. That'd be if you're trying to handle it like a class act, like it sounds like you are. That you can just control what you can control. You can't control their reaction at the end of the day, and their reaction is not your responsibility either. All you can do is be gentle about it. Like I said, kind of be nice, do it by the book, and just don't stress out about it. It's not, like I said, their reaction is not your problem at the end of the day. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Eric said that people were, like, still in there. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, dude. Like, for me, if I'm doing a bed bug treatment, everyone needs to be out of the house, bare minimum 4 hours. So ideally, like Jason replied to you and said, I would say either you need to block out those dates altogether where no one can, because you're talking one day, right? And if you need to do a follow up 2 days or like either way, it's not a large amount of days where, most Airbnbs are only booked about 50% of days anyways. And that's good Airbnbs, right? So for them to act like they don't know what days are the lightest, then, like he said there, replying to your comment, I would just void it at that point. And you said using Crossfire and Semexa. I've never used either of them. I have heard that Crossfire works pretty good though. Dates are already booked for guests. Yeah, well, that's where I tell them, well, you're going to have to give them a refund, dude. You got bed bugs. Like, you can't have people in the house anyways when you have bed bugs. And, this is the process of how we go about. This is what we have to do. If you want to get rid of them, this is what we're going to have to do. And, if you don't want to go that route, then, it's a sticky situation. Because I can already tell you're kind of in deep with it already. Knock on wood, you don't end up like having to get a bad review for it or anything like that. But you almost kind of have to draw the line with them essentially and tell them, look, this is the way we're going to have to do it. And, if you don't want to do it, then, you're going to have to find somebody else. Now, if you want to avoid a bad review, then, of course, if he's not okay with that and you want to avoid a bad review, you could always do like a partial refund or a full refund. I would try to avoid that, of course, if at all possible. And look at your paperwork too. See if, like us, we have in our bedbug contracts, like pretty straightforward, if this is broken, then, this is void. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it. I believe I was initially going to have a video going out here in about half an hour for you guys at 5 p.m. I think I'm going to push it off since we had this live stream. I'll probably try and think. It may either come out later tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow for you guys. That's going to be a Google Ads specific video that I think a lot of you guys would definitely benefit from. Of course, if you all have any questions or anything about, starting a YouTube channel or growing your YouTube channel, regardless if it's just for, wanting to do something like what I do, or if it's for your actual service business, feel free to drop it in the comments after this goes from a live to a video. As always, feel free to join our Discord group, Facebook group, all that fun stuff down in the description box as well. And of course, if you want to book a console or book a set up Google Ads, whatever you want to do, feel free to check those out. Otherwise, like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in as always. If you enjoyed the stream as well, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up button. It helps the channel out big time. Yeah, no problem, Eric. Same here, Jason. Yeah. And I don't use Crossfire, but what do I use usually? Temperate or Alpine WSG usually. And same thing. Usually one, maybe two at the most. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We've been on here over an hour already. Crazy. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, if you're new here, definitely make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell icon right beside it. That way you'll be notified every time I go live or upload another video. And I appreciate y'all. And hopefully y'all took some value from the video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.